Welcome to Family Focus. I'm Joyce Johnson, your host and president and CEO of Johnson & Olson Communications. My guest today is a very special guest, and she is a performer, a singer, and we're going to show little examples of some of her work, and it's just a small taste of what she can do. This is Maria Jose Badano.
Hello, Joyce.
Welcome to the program. Let's talk about your performance. Let's talk about the recent award that you're just getting, first of all, before we forget that. What kind of award is that?
It is an award that for a very prestigious singer. They give it at Cleveland Institute of Music. So I was chosen to receive the 2017 Irving Bushman Memorial Prize in Singing, which is such an honor.
Were you shocked when they called you and said, hey, you're the winner?
Yeah, I was really shocked. I wasn't expecting it, but I find out a week ago, and I'm very happy about it.
And you've got other awards too. I mean, this is just the most recent.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I was one of the winners of the classical singer competition in Chicago. Yeah, that was also very flattering.
What is your earliest memory on the stage?
Well, I always loved to sing things.
How old were you? Do you know?
I think I was 6 years old.
Okay.
I was at school and I was singing this solo at the school recital, and I was so excited, but then I got sick and I was with a really high fever, but I just went anyways because I just wanted to do it so badly. Yeah.
So do you remember your feeling when you were on the stage at that young age? Was it a good feeling? Was it intoxicating, or was it just this great thing you knew you had to do again?
Well, I think I wasn't really aware of the greatness of being on stage and just giving yourself to the audience, but I think I have it in myself. I just didn't know.
Yeah, at the time, at such a young age. Some of the training, now you sing opera, which not everybody can do, as we know. What kind of training does it take to be an opera singer?
Well, it takes a lot of training. You need to learn languages. You need to, be a musician, learn music, be able to read very well the scores, and also there's a physical training, like the breathing, and you were like athletes. We need to be in a really good shape to do all this exercise on stage. It's very demanding.
How many years of training would you say you've had?
Well, I have like 10 years of training. Yeah, it's a long time.
And was it always opera for you, or did you do other forms of music?
I started with musical theater. Yeah, I went to a school of musical theater in Uruguay, my home country. And there I met some people that suggested me I could go on the classical singing. So I said, why not? Let's give it a try. And I find myself very comfortable. Like, it was for me.
It came to you naturally. Let's see some of the clips. We brought 3 different videos of you. We're going to show a minute of each. So let's go to the first one.
That's an opera.
Okay, tell us about what we just saw here.
Well, I see that and I have goosebumps. It was my first opera here at Cleveland Institute of Music. I was singing the leading role of the Handel opera, which is called Alcina. It's Baroque music.
Yeah.
And I was this character was a evil witch that made the shipwreck, and well, she had all.
Kind of like The Tempest, Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Kind of, yeah.
Miranda
It reminded
from The Tempest, yeah.
And it was a really difficult role, and it was the first entire opera I ever sang.
Yes.
But they were really happy with me. The audience had a very good response.
I would think so. A very commanding performance there.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember the first opera you saw, or the first one that you just really that touched you and said, I'm going to do this?
Well, it wasn't exactly an opera. It was when I saw The Phantom of the Opera, like around 20 years ago. I was with my family on holidays here in the United States, in New York. So I saw in Broadway The Phantom of the Opera, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So and I felt I just needed to do that. I felt that I would be happy and fulfilled if I could do that for the rest of my life. It was that marked my.
Now, but your degree is in economics. Where does that fit in?
Well, that was when I finished high school and I wasn't sure about what I wanted in life. And my dad has a business, so I say, okay, let's study something related to that. So I did. Yeah.
So, but you basically work singing now is your main thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the economic thing, then I worked a little bit with my dad, and then I realized I wasn't happy with that, and I started at the musical theater school, and then I went to the conservatory, then to the United States, and
that shows so much diversity, though, to go from economics to opera, to be able to do that. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, well, I think that we have many sides. I mean, people have many different aspects, and I also have the business side, which really helps me with my career right now to think it as a business.
Yeah.
But
now, who are your influences? You like jazz too. We were just having casual conversation here. We were meeting for the first time. You said you like jazz too. So who has influenced you as a performer?
Well, I love Ella Fitzgerald.
Good
She's
choice.
Amazing. Yeah. And well, also there are some musicians in my family. My uncle and my grandfather, they played the piano. They were very good musicians, and I don't know. I always been surrounded with music, and I just feel it so deep inside.
Did you get into Billie Holiday? Did you go back that far? Etta James?
Well, not so much.
Not so much.
Because we listen to many American music in Uruguay, but we don't have everything.
Right. I was going to say, was it limited as far as what you could do? Was it just a small selection of music that you were exposed to at a young age?
Well, yeah, I was exposed to a very limited selection of music because when I was a child and also when I was a teenager, I didn't have a computer.
Yeah, right.
I didn't have a cell phone or a computer. You don't till I was like 20 years old. I couldn't listen to all the music I can listen today. Or nowadays there's
must be mind blowing now.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities from Spotify, YouTube.
Oh yeah,
you can listen to everything. Back in my childhood, I just recorded some cassettes from the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's hear another clip, another video, and we'll watch this, and then afterwards we'll explain what it is. tell us what we just saw.
Well, this is a recital we performed with some musicians from CIM, the Cleveland Institute of Music. And we were performing a Beethoven concert aria for soprano. And it was such a pleasure to do it. My dear friend Cesare De Paulis, he's an Italian conductor. He was the organizer of everything. And also the musicians that study at CIM, they are so amazing. Mm-hmm. They sound great. It's such a treat to work with them. And because they study with all the principals of the Cleveland Orchestra, so they have really high standards, and the singers, we have to match that or do the best we can. But yeah, I think that I'm getting to be such a better musician because of being in touch with all these great. They're kids.
When you're surrounded by people that are committed and really giving 100%, it makes it easier for you to give 100%. What are you working on now? What shows are you working on, or what do you see going on that you're going to be getting ready for?
Tomorrow it's my final recital, my graduation recital. I'm finishing my degree in professional studies, and I'm giving a recital with, I'm singing works by Handel, some songs by Strauss and Debussy, and some opera arias. So there are some songs and some selections of operas.
How do you pick your pieces?
Well, there are different types of voices. So I'm a soprano, but within the sopranos, I'm a specific type of soprano, like lyric coloratura. So I just have to sing things that are for my specific voice. Sometimes you can venture outside that, but I mean, also the age, it's something that tells you what you should sing or not, because the voice keeps developing as you grow.
So as a singer, you can age out?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Well, yeah, the voice, I have already experienced some changes. It's not, now I'm in my 30s. When I was in my 20s, my voice was like a little bit lighter and younger, and now it has a little more body, which feels great.
Yeah.
So for the singers, for the female singer, when you reach your 40s, it's when your voice is at the best.
That is fantastic to hear. So the best is yet to come.
Yes.
All right, we have another clip we want to show, but we still have some time. We're also going to put your website on here if anyone wants information. So let's go to this last clip. Tell us what we just saw.
Well, that was a couple of weeks ago. Okay. It was at Mixon Hall at CIM. It was at the conductor's class, so some instrumentalists, they gather and we rehearsed one day, and the next week we just performed. This was an aria from a Mozart opera, Don Giovanni. And I also sang this at the scenes program at my school, which is a fabulous show that Cleveland Institute of Music makes every spring. It's open to the public. And
Okay. Now, as far as where you want to go with your career, and first of all, you don't even look like you're in your 30s. You still look very, very young. But where do you see yourself in 10 years with this?
Well, I see myself traveling from the United States to Europe, singing in opera houses. That's my dream.
How does that happen? Do you have to still audition?
Well, yes.
Okay, so for an audition, let's say, do you audition for opera companies out of New York, and then that tells you, kind of dictates what your year is going to be like? How does that work?
Well, there are many ways. I'm at this moment, I'm trying to figure out which will be mine. But I think that one way is to get an agent and have a lot of auditions, and in opera companies. And also the singing contests open you doors for many opportunities. Like if you win a competition or you are within the finalists, agents or conductors, they can see you, and if they like you, they give you opportunities. So yes, just singing as much as you can.
Now, it's interesting because Broadway has auditions. Would that be a path you could take? I mean, once you're classically trained, I would imagine you could do Broadway, just step right into that, right?
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah, I could, and I would love to, because I like singing also musical theater. I mean, I think the crossover is, it's a very smart thing to do and very pleasing also. Yeah, it depends on which musical theater.
Oh, to be in a Broadway show? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Maybe one show that it's more for singing and not so much for dancing. I can also dance because I had some training in dancing, but I'm mostly a singer.
But not everyone could do opera.
No.
I mean, you could learn some steps, but they can't do what you do.
That's true.
You got the corner on that.
Yes.
If you wanted to. All right, so do you get nervous when you audition?
Oh, yeah. I get so nervous because you're in a room with like 2, 3, or 4 people looking at you, or even don't looking at and just writing in a paper. Yeah, it's very stressing. I think that I give my best in recitals when I'm just giving it to an audience. When you have received the audience energy, and there's like a energy conversation. Yeah, I think that I show my best there.
How competitive is this field?
Oof, it's really competitive.
It is.
It is very competitive. Also, when you are a soprano, which is the most common voice type, if you, it's like the woman high register. So there are many sopranos out there, and there are many, many, many good ones. So it's really competitive.
Is it the same for men?
No, for men it's also competitive. It's always competitive because there are few spots for a lot of people. But I think that for men it's easier because there are less men.
Yes.
Yes.
I would say it comes down to that.
Yeah.
And the same with musical theater. There are more women than men.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Well,
oh, yes.
What can we do?
There's not a thing we can do. But just be talented. Just keep doing what you're doing. Is there anything we haven't touched on that you think would be important for us to know about you? Your bio is very interesting, everything that you've done here. What don't we know about you as a person or as a performer?
Wow, it's a very good question. Well, I don't know what else. I mean,
You live in a totally different culture.
Yes.
You've transplanted your whole life here.
Well, yeah, that was very hard.
Tell us about maybe that experience.
Okay, it is very hard yet. Well, now today I can speak and think and dream in English, but my native language, my native tongue is Spanish. So, and there's not a lot of Spanish speakers around here. So, I just don't speak in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I changed my whole life to come here. I had a house and a job in Uruguay. I just left my job. I sold my house. I just, I said, okay, let's go there and have an adventure. And the culture is so different. The food is...
What surprised you about being here? Good or bad?
Okay. I think, well, what I'm not used to yet is to driving such long distances. We don't have that. We are a very small country. And I mean, you can drive like 1 hour or two as much.
And be in another country.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, we're a very small country with 3.5 million people.
That is small.
Yeah, near the ocean. It's a beautiful country. You should go all to Uruguay to visit. But yeah, it's so different that this country is like a whole continent. So yeah, there's a huge gap in that.
And I would imagine the language gap. My mom is from Germany. When she came here, spoke almost no English. I would imagine it's very difficult to just say, okay, I'm going to work here, I'm going to sing here, I'm going to do all of this.
It is.
That must have been a very, very major adjustment also.
I have studied English since I was 4 or 5 years old, so yeah. But I didn't learn much slang till I got here 3 years ago.
Oh, the slang alone, Good luck with that.
It's been very interesting. But also when I have to write anything, a letter, or I have to do for example, I have to do my recital translations in English. Like everything takes a little more effort than if I would do it in Spanish. But I'm pretty good at it. But it's always, Now,
do you have brothers and sisters also, and are they in the same field? Or
well,
no?
yeah, I have 4 sisters, and well, one of them also studied economics, but I have another one that she's also a singer, but she sings popular music from, well, she sings some jazz and some bossa nova from Brazil, or popular music from Uruguay or Argentina, which we are very connected with that. Yeah.
And your family has watched you perform. What is it like having them in the audience of your performances?
My mom always cries.
Does she? Yeah.
Yeah, she does. And I'm very lucky to sing, to have the live streaming at my school, because anyone around the world can see it. So all my friends in Uruguay can watch me singing in the operas, or tomorrow in my recital, or some friends which also live in Italy or England, other friends in the United States which are who are not in Cleveland.
Now, do we have that? We had I believe an email, or was that a contact to get to the live streaming? There it is. Is that what we would be able to get to on Facebook to see some of your performances?
That's my Facebook page. My Facebook page, and I have posted there the link for the live streaming.
Good. So people can go to this Facebook page and maybe get a link and watch some more of your performances.
Yes, tomorrow at 6 p.m. they can watch it online for free.
Now, as far as the touring, what is it like for you to tour as a singer? You said you like it pretty much.
Yes.
Is that a grueling process to tour, go from city to city to city and sing?
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't done it so much because I just been here in Cleveland mostly. I've sung in some other cities or have some auditions, but I don't know how I'm gonna handle that.
And what if your voice isn't good one day? What do you do when you're in bad voice?
Well, my teacher says that I have to just trust my technique and breathe very deep and try not to force the voice. When you feel bad, you just have to be gentle with your voice. So
do you get laryngitis?
We are humans.
If you get laryngitis, that must be a disaster.
Oh yeah.
It has to be, right?
Yeah. Well, great singers, sometimes they cancel shows because they have bronchitis or allergy. Yeah, we're very delicate because we are not robots.
Your voice is fragile. Yeah, the voice is fragile. So would they have just as they have stand-ins on Broadway, is that the same in opera?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Well, if you can't sing, if the main singer cannot sing and perform that day or has laryngitis, is there someone waiting in the wings that can do the part?
Sure. We always have covers.
Okay.
Yes. There are, for example, at school we make the operas with 2 casts and also covers. cover people that all learn the music, learn the staging, and they are just ready to perform if someone gets ill. And also it happens in the professional life. And that's a very good way to get opportunities sometimes. Well, some people get ill, but...
How would you warm up? do you do that? I know we've seen it.
No, I first start humming like... and then maybe...
That's beautiful. That's your warm-up?
That's my warm-up, yeah, with the piano.
Yeah, so you warm up with the piano, and you would normally do, what, 5 minutes of warm-ups?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes you need 5 minutes, sometimes you need 20. You need to, when you wake up, just see where your voice is. You need to find your voice every day. Yeah, because every day we're different. I mean, some days you're more tired, some you have a lot of energy. If you eat something, if you have a little glass of wine the night before.
Well, I was going to say, do you eat before you perform? Because some people won't.
Well, yeah, I do. I eat fruit.
Yeah.
Some fruit.
Nothing heavy.
No, nothing heavy.
Yeah, because you don't want to.
I mean, you have to know very well yourself. We are all different. So you should know what is good for you, what doesn't give you acid reflux or...
Well, that would be a disaster if you got up there and you went to acid reflux.
Yeah. But I know what I should not eat.
Right. Well, I'm afraid we're running out of time. Let's go ahead and put that email address back up there for anybody who would like to see the link. They can get to your Facebook page and they can find out more information about how to reach you and to how to see your performances. I want to thank you so much for being here. And what a treat to have you even do your warm-ups here and to bring some of your clips so we can see what you do.
No, it was a pleasure for me that you received me here.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for joining us on Family Focus.